Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great day and that this video is so much fun for you to hang out with me and learn one of my favorite crafty hacks for shiny decor in case you're like me and you prefer things kind of matte. Likely if you're watching this part of the video, you're catching the replay and this is a live, so I chat with everybody. It's part of the fun. If that's not your thing, I totally understand, but you can check out some even shorter, but this one's going to be pretty short, but even shorter videos if that is something that you would prefer. Let me get over here and make sure I'm indeed live with you. While I see some live viewers hopping on. Turn it down. Hey, Terry. I think it is Wednesday afternoon. Could I be wrong? Yes, I could, but I should have really checked to tell y'all what day it was. I am kind of running around today, running some errands. I'm getting ready to go out of town on a little business trip, which I'm super excited about because I'll be around some other business women and we get to, love on each other and strategize and do some fun business planning. And that's always a fun thing to do. So I've got to pack and stuff after this. And I thought I'm going to be out of town till Sunday. I'm not sure I'll be able to come back live. And I just miss y'all. Every week I like to at least pop in and spend some time with you. So this is a cute little bunny that I got. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to him. I don't let something not being 100% my style keep me from buying it. This was at a store called, I think you say it Bill's. It used to be Burke's, kind of similar to like TJ Maxx, Home Goods, at home, stuff like that. A very similar store to that. So if you have, do you have one of those near you? Have you ever heard of that? I think it's Bealls now or something. I should have a little bag around here. But anyway, I think you say it Bill's. But look how cute this little bunny is. He's so sweet. I paid $7.99 for him. Hey, Nellie, how are you? Hey, Kim Phillip. I see some people saying hi. Hey, Lisa from Bro Bridge. If you've never caught me live before, I am a North Louisiana girl. I'm working out of my home studio, and I'm happy to have you here. Sometimes I do more complex crafts, but this one's going to be like super simple. So we're going to do one of my favorite crafty hacks for toning down the shine on this bunny. I really prefer more of a matte pottery type look. And this is just a really simple way. I have showed it before, but it's always a fun one to remind you of. And then we're going to change out the florals on his little, I guess this was maybe supposed to be like a little basket with a little strap on his back. I just thought, oh, he is so cute. And I'm really not going to embellish him any more than this. I think he's adorable. Hey, Lee Craig, how are you? And Brenda in Tennessee. Hey, Anna and Cassie. So let's get to it. And first, I'm going to grab some scissors. I'm going to get this little tag off. So tell me if y'all have one of those stores. I'm so curious where all of us have. Because I don't have, I would have to drive like an hour and a half to probably get to like a Home Goods. There is a TJ Maxx just in the town over from me that I frequent a lot. Hey, Deanna. And, okay, Bells. It's spelled Bills, but pronounced Bells. Okay. So after I was like, Burke's was a lot easier to say. Anyway, they changed the name of it. But like at home stores and Home Goods, we don't have any of those. I would have to drive like an hour and a half to get to one of those. But TJ Maxx, yes, and Burke's, formerly Burke's, Bells, thank you. I don't know why that's so hard, is where I got this little bunny. So I'll show it one more time before I start this little hack, since we've had some more people hop on. Cute. I just want more of a pottery look. I feel like sometimes like when it's too shiny like that, it doesn't go with my style. So I figure some of y'all also might like this hack. So that's why I love to share it. Hey, Roxy. Cassie says they have one, but it's not very good. Oh, Lake Havasu City, Arizona has one. Kim says. Hey, Lorraine. So what is my secret thing, right? Before I start fiddling with this, because I'm going to need to get it dry, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pluck these. I just feel like I have some more higher end looking florals that I can easily switch out. I don't know how these are going to come out. They're probably really good in there. So we're going to make it look a little bit dressier. So we're going to pull these out. It does have some rocks in it though. We're going to see and hopefully not break anything. And give it a little tug. We'll give it a little bit more oomph. And hopefully, like I said, not break anything. I just see a rock come out. But y'all are going to laugh at me if I break anything. Well, that makes live videos more fun though. When we, the last time I was with y'all, believe I cut myself. And I was bleeding. So that was fun. Let's not do that again today, huh? I'm going to get little, for this last little one that's being a little difficult. Let's see. Aha, look at that. I just needed a little. Okay, so got some little rocks in there. I don't mind the rocks at all. I think he's super cute. But I like to show simple stuff like this because if I fall in love with something and I've got like these small crafty techniques in my head, I know that I can make it with just a few small tweaks. I wouldn't want to keep that, you know, from him coming home with me because he was so adorable. So my secret sauce here is Mod Podge, more specifically the matte. Even if they have the ultra matte, I don't have any of that though. I always get mine at the Dollar Tree, or I buy the big bottles and refill my little bottles. Mod Podge matte. That is easy. It's just a glue that's going to give you a flat surface. It sticks really well. I know, Lee. So cute. Had to come home with me. Hey, Barbara's Country Treasures in the house in upstate New York. Kinsey Crafts as well. How are y'all? Clinton, Missouri has one of these stores, the Bells, Victoria said. Formerly Burke's. So yeah, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, those kind of stores, they have this kind of little stuff. And so does Hobby Lobby, of course. But, all right, I'm just going to do a little bit of this Mod Podge. And it is easy as this. So I'm going to go ahead. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get this coat on. And then I'm going to do a little... This dryer actually doesn't have a cool shot because I don't like using the heat on stuff. But I got a fan and a little dryer. And we'll get it dry real quick. And then we'll put the florals in. Simple as that. It's all a trick of where I'm supposed to hold it. I think I'm going to hold him on the head here. But don't let, if you see some shiny stuff like this, y'all remember how shiny he is. See how he's catching the light. Don't let that keep you from, you know, getting stuff. I'm trying to think of the last time I shared this hack with y'all and why I did. Because I had something shiny. It's almost coming to me. I can imagine it. It was something that had like a pretty pottery crackle finish. I think I got it at Dollar Tree. Pumpkins. They were little ceramic pumpkins from the Dollar Tree that had a really pretty crackle finish on them, but the shine on them really distracted me and my eye. So, got the basket covered. I'm going to work from the body down and just get a nice, generous coat. Now, from my experience with using this little hack, if you want it even more matte, and I could do that after this dries, maybe, you know, maybe not with y'all, but if you dry it and you're like, I just want it a little bit more flat, even more, you can let it dry and you can layer multiple layers of this matte Mod Podge on here and it will just continue to dull that shine. And really, it doesn't, if I wanted to change my mind, not that I will, but if I wanted to change my mind, it's easy for me just to clean off this water-based glue if I really wanted to. Just take a warm rag to it and it'll probably come off. You know, if you're like, no, I decided I want it shiny again. But I'm not going to do that. But it's just a good little temporary change. So usually I like to do 2 coats. I like to let the first coat dry and then do a second coat. But for our live purposes, I will make sure we get this coat dry so that you can see just how much flatter it looks after it gets this coat on there. Just so you can see that it truly does make a big difference. And I just want you to have this little technique in your back pocket in case you need it. So, good. Yeah, and like some of those little Dollar Tree candlesticks, that's a great point. Some of those little Dollar Tree candlesticks that are really shiny, if you just like the pottery finish of them, but you want to dull that shine, this is a great little hack. It's so good to see you too. Crystal or Paul, whichever one. I think that's like one of those joint accounts where y'all both have it. So whichever one it is. Okay, so I think I got him mostly covered. And that's why I like to do 2 coats, especially when it's on something like this. That's white and it will play tricks on your eyes. So let's just get a little fan going on it, plus a little blow dryer that'll keep the heat. It should, Jennifer. It's going to be temporary no matter what you put it on. Sorry, it's going to be a little loud for a minute. But it should work on plastic, yes. Mod Podge adheres really well to lots of surfaces. Works on dulling the shiny metal, shiny pottery look, you know, shiny ceramics like this, and shiny plastic. So that's a really good point, and I like that question because that just gives you more versatility in this little hack. So once we get him all dry, and you'll be able to see just what a dramatic difference one coat makes, and know that I would put a another coat on there just because I like to double it up. Hey, Alexis Stevens and Angel. How are you? So yeah, great question, Jennifer Cole. Thank you for asking that. You actually caught me live, Kelly. Great. I shared at the beginning that I am getting ready to go on a little business retreat. It's called I don't know if y'all have ever heard of it, like a mastermind. I got some sweet business ladies flying in from all parts of the country, and we're getting together to nerd out on our businesses and talk about all the fun stuff we can do with our audiences. And so I'm excited that I wanted to spend some time with y'all live before I left town. We're not going very far. I'm not going very far. It just happens to be being held here in Louisiana. Oh, it's in the same city that I shared where those cute little villas that I've stayed before, y'all. My friend Sarah at Simply Southern Cottage, I shared recently her historic house that was featured on Magnolia Network. That one, same city. I'm going there, and I'm staying in a really cute little villa that has a really pretty like little farmhouse theme. I'll have to give y'all some views and stories and stuff, so stay tuned. Okay, it's got a little bit more drying to do, but you can already tell a huge difference in how it catches that light. I'm gonna hold it up for you, okay? So if you see any shiny parts, it's just a little bit of wet Mod Podge. I will tell you, I'm a little nervous about tackling this hard rock styrofoam piece that's in there. But I've got hopefully some little tools around here that'll help me. Okay, let's get that turned off because I know that's really loud. Let's get that turned off there. You can hear me better. Yes, Lee, it's going to be so much fun. I love those villas, Angel. They are so beautiful. Home Goods, Dana says, hey, Dana. She said they have lots of great Easter and spring decor. The greenery wreaths and garlands are amazing. Okay, so I think I can pick it up here because it's dry. But the shiny parts you see still aren't dry yet. But do y'all see what a dramatic difference? It's not even catching the light. No shine. The only shiny part you might catch in the camera is the wet Mod Podge on the sides. So we took that from looking super shiny to like more of a matte pottery look. And here's another tip for you that I'm not doing on this bunny because I love the color. If you want to, you can also tint your Mod Podge with a drop of like brown paint to create an antiqued type of look. So if you've got something that's stark white and you want it to look more antique, just put a little drop in your Mod Podge before you brush it on. And y'all see me probably use that in some different ways, but I just want to remind you that as an easy fix on a quick antiquing look. But yeah, y'all can tell that, right? Y'all can see that shine is completely gone from when y'all first came on. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and add some greenery. Now, if any of y'all have found this greenery, I am going to have to go to Hobby Lobby and hunt down the SKU number. Y'all know I love giving y'all SKU numbers, but I don't know the SKU number of this because I cannot find the little tag in my florals. But this is one greenery that I'm going to use a little bit of. It is from Hobby Lobby. Kelly says, I have a shiny bunny I want to paint. Would the Mod Podge look good under the paint? Well, if you're going to paint it, then that would be fine. You could use the Mod Podge. If you want it to look like painted ceramic without a glossy shine, you could just seal it with some matte Mod Podge or some matte sealer. Sometimes Mod Podge does help with a little bit of adhesion, but it's not going to be some permanent adhesion. Okay, this is Hobby Lobby 201-6350. I'll hold that up there so that y'all can see that in case you haven't seen these. They have these in creamy color and in what they call beige, but I see like a very pale pinky rose color. And these are called Cosmos from Hobby Lobby. So I've got those. And lastly, we're going to mix in some of my favorite. It looks like Sweet Annie, but it's not. And it looks, there's two that kind of look and mimic that whole dried greenery Sweet Annie look. This is the Green Baby's Breath Garland from Hobby Lobby. And that's exactly what it's called. If you went to hobbylobby.com and put in, and florals are on sale, by the way, this week. If you put in Green Baby's Breath, it's a very affordable garland. I think it's a 6-foot garland. And it's just very pretty. And it's the same greenery that y'all loved. I mixed these two greeneries on this fabric carrot board. So you can see how pretty those look together. And that's what I'm going to use. But then I'm going to put a little pop of color with, let me put my brush in the water. So after I get off live with y'all, probably what I'll do is I'll add one more coat of Mod Podge just for extra measure on my little bunny. But you can already tell what a dramatic difference. So let's see if we can get some of this greenery in here. Yes, and the little cosmetics, they're so pretty. Here's the here are the creamy colored ones. I don't have a full, well, this may be a full stem. This is what the cream color look like. But I thought this is a little bit more white than that, so I thought I would just use a little bit of color. So yeah, they come in these two pretty colors, the little Cosmos. I think they're pretty, like wildflower, very wispy. I love them. So I do have them in my spring stash. For sure. Okay, let's see if we can do this. I have, of course, this is not going to go exactly where all the other greenery went. I'm not going to use everything y'all saw, but what I have to do is hopefully not have to dig too hard, but let's see. We've got, it's rock and like hard, oh, there it is. So we may have to, you know, oh, well, there we go. Okay, there's one spot. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to kind of waller out every little spot I'm going to try to stick some greenery in. Is the best that I can do. I'm not even going to worry about putting glue just right this second. So, do y'all say waller? Or is that just a me thing? Is that just a country southern thing? Angel, the bunny came from, it's supposed to be said Bales, but it's formerly Burke's. So just a place, some of them like carry the same kind of things, like stores like, well, these rocks are all glued in there, y'all. Come on. And so places like TJ Maxx and Home Goods and places like that are where you find this kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a few sprigs. He's going to be a little bit taller. I kind of want it to be a little bit more dramatic. Yeah, so I use, if y'all notice, I use a lot of my greenery and it falls over into different seasons. I love finding good greeneries that I can take into different seasons, you know. Let me pull this. I'm going to do just one more sprig of this. And like I said, I don't know the item number on this one, but I'm going to have to. Oh, you are so sweet. I am very scared. I'm going to tell y'all, I'm being completely honest. I'm a little scared to crack this by trying to shove this greenery in here. We're going to keep our fingers crossed. This is not an easy styrofoam makeover like a lot of things I've made over is. So there's that. You could honestly leave it like that. Super simple, super cute. But we're going to keep going, of course. We're going to put in some. Now, this is a little wispy, so it may be more like just a little glue. And then I'm going to put some Spanish moss in it anyway. And the reason I chose this is because I love it. See how it's like, it's got more life to it, like just a natural kind of organic feel. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of glue it in place. It should work out just fine. I'm going to let it hang. And that gives you some, ooh, that gives you some movement and some, you know, like drape down, which I like. How about y'all? Oops, I did not glue that right. Here's what I need. I need a little finger protector thing or some kind of silicone tool. There we go. I'm just going to hold that in place for just a second, just to make sure that glue grabs. There's going to be glue on top of this. But I love a little bit of that hanging down. I think it's very pretty. Let me kind of show you what I mean. Like, it's good. I think what I was hoping for was that it would have more of a natural feel. And you can see, like I said, with a couple small tweaks, now I've kind of made this piece more me. And you can do whatever it takes to make it more you, but never leave something that you really love the overall look of it if it's not exactly what you're wanting. Because you can do a lot to change the feel of it. And I just couldn't let this, and my daughter will want to name this. She names all the bunnies in our house. It's just a thing we do for springtime. We've got a Millie and a Tilly. Oh, I'm trying to think of the other bunnies we have from last year. We have a couple ducks for spring. Oh, what are they? I forget. Oh, see, that already looks so cute. So if you just like greenery, just plain greenery is very pretty. I almost don't even want to put the pink in it. Y'all know I love neutral, but well, I say it's pink. They call it beige, but do y'all see beige, or do y'all see the dusty rose color that I do think some bright spring pops will be pretty for this though. So let's commit. I'm not super crazy about these whenever I put it in something, so I'm not going to use those parts. But I am going to use these. And I am going to get to comments here in just a minute. Let me see how this starts looking. You see a dusty rose? I do too, but when you look at the listing on Hobby Lobby, they do call it blush. That's a great color, Dana. I prefer it to say that way. Blush. I'm just going to kind of fold this and I'm going to glue it in place. Because, look, the beautiful thing when you are doing any kind of florals, y'all, is to find something that you love. Hey, Kat, Pickett's Crafts is in the house. Is to find something you love to top off your florals. Meaning, like, for me, it's usually Spanish moss or some kind of Excelsior or something like that. That helps cover up all of your gluing and things. And I think it's just easier to kind of glue these on top because they don't have as strong of a force as the first greenery I put in, okay? And I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to add any other embellishments to this. I'm going to leave this just as is. Oh, that is so cute. Oh, that is adorable. I think this really looks, you see light peach? Yeah. I think that is really cute. I feel like it needs like a couple more down here, but then let's see if I have a smaller bud. Let's see. And we'll have to put this up next to the original so you can see. When I walk around a store, this is just what I see, y'all. This is just, I start thinking, you know, how I could make it a little bit more my style. And I get really excited because it's really a fun challenge, you know. Let's just grab one more small bud and then we'll have an odd number of flowers, which I usually like to think about whenever I'm doing these. We'll put it towards the back so it looks really pretty from the back, no matter where I have him sitting. I hope you find one of these bunnies too, but I'm thinking even if you find a little ceramic bunny, I could see like attaching it with like a little basket on the back would be really cute. You could like make up your own imagination version of this. But if you find the exact one, now that would be fabulous, right? Okay, so that's what it looks like. That really leveled up that look, don't you think? So now we've taken it from this like shiny to a matte and did some really pretty subtle type florals in it. And lastly, I'm going to grab some moss. And I don't know, I like the idea of, I feel like the green's going to clash. So we're just going to drizzle in and push in a little bit of just this gray natural moss. And that's just going to kind of give us some extra texture too. So let's do that and we will be finished, y'all. I hope you enjoyed that. And like I said, I'm going to, I'm just using this little, it's like a cuticle pusher for shoving this moss down in here. A little silicone cuticle pusher. That's just gonna add, like, y'all know I love texture too. And I love spreading the love of texture. So the more texture you can put on your projects, I believe it makes it more interesting to look at. Or like in your centerpieces or whatever. Drizzle a little bit of glue. All I'm doing is drizzling a little bit of glue, shoving in a little bit of moss, and then I'm using my little silicone tool to, got some green mixed in there. Y'all, moss is so messy, but it's so worth it. So worth it. So this is what I meant by this moss. Any of those florals that were kind of difficult for me to get in there, we're going to be glued on top of some more. One more little sprig. And I believe I'll have enough to make the dramatic results I was hoping for. It's another little clump. And then sometimes I have to tame my clumps. I like the wildness and the natural look, but sometimes I just got to make sure it all kind of goes where it's supposed to go. And I'm sure I could go a little heavier with the moss if I wanted to. But that is that, y'all. Let's make sure. Like I said, you've got... I'm going to put one more coat of matte Mod Podge on him. How long have we been on? Just 25 minutes. Well, look, that was pretty easy. So now you can just kind of see the moss kind of sticking out of the back and the arrangement. And I'm sure I could put a couple more Cosmos back there if I wanted to really make sure. But I think he looks adorable from the front and the sides. He looks really, really cute. So, yes, I love, now I paid $7.99 for this, which is a little bit more than, you know, than my thrifting budget typically. Y'all know I love to thrift, but I also like taking brand new stuff and just kind of giving it my own look. So I hope y'all enjoyed this little simple hack and this simple makeover or just do-over, whatever you want to call it. Cause he's cute as is if you liked him, but this was definitely makes it more my home style. And so, I hope that y'all enjoyed spending some time with me, and I'm so glad I got to come live with you before I went out of town. Bunnies aren't they precious? And we got to name him. I guess I'll have to update y'all. I'll get my daughter in here to name him because she loves naming him. Thank you, Roxy. He does. So, and that's one thing about putting that matte Mod Podge on there is it gives it more of a vintage antique kind of feel immediately just by taking that high shine away, because it's pretty rare that you find vintage pottery and things like that has a high shine on it. Not that it didn't at one point and it just, you know, went away. I wouldn't know, but most of the stuff I like is matte. So this kind of little hack really helps me to transform decor. So, all right, well, name him Cosmo. That's cute. That's a really cute name. I really like that. I should tell my daughter what the flowers are and see if she's like, oh, I like that too. Henry, cute. Oh, this was fun too. Thank you for the safe travels. I appreciate that so much. And y'all just keep an eye on stories, and then I'll probably make some posts. I'll probably make some posts about where I'm going in Minden so that you can see some of the fun that I'm having and bring you along for a little bit of it. But I'm hoping that I come back with just like a really fun, exciting, you know, ideas for the business, and that all affects you. So, all right, well, I will talk to y'all soon, and y'all take care and stay tuned for lots of more Easter crafts because it's time, y'all. All right, bye.